Ladies, I am so thrilled to be working with each and every one of you. We're going to have a very fun 6 weeks together. It's actually a full 7 weeks if you count prep week. And again, if you're just hopping on, go ahead and use the chat feature. Tell us where you are from. Additionally, tell us your main goal for the next 6 weeks as we go through the Faster Way to Fat Loss. I'm going to read some of these goals and hear where you guys are from. Dara, she says, gosh, it is early here in San Francisco. It's 6:30. Cheryl is from Phoenix. Main goal is to lose fat and get strong. You are in the right place, my friend. I'm thrilled to have you, Cheryl. Stacy's from Houston. Kristen is from Sylvan Lake, Minnesota, or is that Michigan? Okay, Michigan. Glad Brandon's on with me. Main goal is to drop some fat and increase strength. Oh, and you guys, truly, holiday rounds are my favorite because we're going to be staying in control. We're going to be burning fat through the holidays, and we're not going to be gaining that average 4 to 8, or even recently I've heard it's 7 to 10 pounds that the average woman gains through the holidays. So I'm really, really thrilled to have each of you here. All right, Angie is here from Alabama, and she's here for fat loss. All right, Kendra is from Texas. Oh, I love it. I have a husband who's supportive but skeptical that's great. All right, Sandra is here from Connecticut. Shannon from North Carolina. Goals to lose some body fat and get lean. Awesome. All right, Robin is from
Rancho Cucamonga.
I love it. Get healthy and start a routine. Carrie from PA. Lose fat and become toned and stronger. You guys are so awesome. I am thrilled because each and every one of you is here for the right reasons. Dawn, so glad Dawn joined from Canton, Illinois, small town USA. Love it. Main goal is to shed some pounds. Also like to learn how to eat and manage nutrition. Absolutely. You are going to love this program and thrive. Perfect. Well, we have such a wonderful group, and it's a privilege for me to work with women from all over the world. Not even just simply all over the United States. So really excited to have each of you in our cruise this particular round. Through this call today, I do want to give you an overview of our food cycle. I'm also going to introduce you to our Faster Way to Fat Loss certified coaches who will be helping us as we go through this 7-week round. I'm going to share some details and important information about the workouts. I will also discuss the group expectations. And of course, I will answer any and all questions that you have. Hold your questions until the end. Brandon is here with me. He is going to help me field some of those questions and organize the questions because we have so many gorgeous ladies on this call, and I'm sure we're going to get quite a few inquiries. One very important note as we get started is that our goal through the Faster Way to Fat Loss is to create a healthy lifestyle and effectively burn fat using cutting edge strategies. Our focus through week 1, which is technically prep week, is progress, not perfection. We're going to learn the strategies. I'm going to educate you regarding intermittent fasting, regarding macronutrients and how to track those macros. I will educate you regarding the why and the what behind carb cycling and carb depletion strategies. You are not obligated to try the sample workout plan this week. However, I highly recommend it, especially after coming off of the Thanksgiving holiday. I think many of you probably want to get started just kind of testing out some of these strategies. You are not obligated to try or test intermittent fasting this week either. However, I would encourage it. I'd also strongly recommend that you stick to your list of approved foods this week, which is simply whole food nutrition. And we'll talk about that in depth. Our official plan gets started next Monday. So again, this is prep week. I do an entire week of prep so I can educate you regarding the cutting edge strategies. We test out the strategies. We have that sample prep week workout plan. You can read through a lot of the materials, watch my videos, try the strategies, but do not put pressure on yourself to be perfect this week. The goal is to learn. The goal is progress, not perfection. And even next week, as we officially get started with the food cycle, I want you to focus on making progress every day. Okay, we're not going to make a huge, massive lifestyle change overnight. I would never expect that from you. I would never want that from you, especially through the holidays. I also want you to focus on your wins. As women, and feel free to raise your hand if you can relate with this, as women, we are tempted to fixate on our defeats and our losses instead of our daily victories. And what I mean by that is we'll say, oh, I didn't quite get in all of my reps on the workout today, or shoot, I totally slipped up and ate that piece of candy, or man, I'm such a failure, I didn't drink enough water today. Instead of focusing on defeats and losses, which again is our tendency, I want us to focus on those daily victories, those daily wins. So not only will we say, okay, progress, not perfection, is the main goal through the Faster Way to Fat Loss, but we are going to consider those daily wins on a daily basis. And we're also going to post them on the group page. You'll see that every single day I post a macro update and workout update thread. I want you to share your win with me on that thread when you post your macro update. So we'll talk a little bit more in depth about that as we go through this live training call. I've incorporated several elements into the Faster Way to Fat Loss to make it highly effective. In fact, the Faster Way to Fat Loss is the most effective program on the market. One of the main elements that I have incorporated is that we do eat the right macronutrients at the right time for the right reasons. So what I mean by that is we track macros and we also implement intermittent fasting. Intermittent fasting, or as I call it in our house, the F word, can be very intimidating, because what the wellness industry has told you for the past decade or more is that you should wake up, immediately eat breakfast to get your metabolism going. If you don't eat breakfast, your body's going to store fat, blah, blah, blah. You need to have 5 or 6 mini meals through the day, where in fact, what the research now shows us is that it's better to allow your body to be in a fasted state for longer, because if you're in a fasted state, there are countless benefits, including the fact that you're able to burn fat, your immune system is strengthened, you have maintenance of skeletal muscle. There are so many different benefits that we will discuss this week as we go through the program. But what we're going to do is, in most cases, on most days, we're going to abide by a 16-8 protocol. Intermittent fasting is not a diet. It's simply an eating schedule. We're going to fast for 16 hours and we're going to eat for 8 hours each day. Typically, for most of us, what that will look like is that we eat our dinner around 6 or 7 p.m. at night. We start our fasted window immediately after dinner. We go to bed. By the time we wake up the next morning, say it's around 7, we have fasted for 12 full hours. We then break our fast around lunchtime with that break fast meal, which P.S. breakfast literally means break fast. We break our fast and then we consume food for about 6 to 8 hours total, and that is the 16-8 protocol. There will be a few 24-hour fasts as we go through the program, but you do not have to worry about that until later on. In fact, we'll have a touch base call, another live training call, before we even get to the point of a 24-hour fast. But again, allowing your body to stay in a fasted state for longer will give you the opportunity to burn fat. We're going to improve your immune system, which is vital through the holidays. You're going to stay more energized. You're going to have a lot of focus, which is really important as well. And in addition to intermittent fasting, we're going to eat the right macronutrients. Macronutrients are simply carbohydrates, fats, and proteins. Many times clients come to me and they have been eating clean. Maybe they've been trying to stick to a paleo lifestyle, or they've been trying to eat a lot of veggies and some carbs and protein, but they're just simply not sure how much of each macronutrient to consume. Well, the problem is if you overconsume certain macronutrients or underconsume certain macronutrients, we're going to have problems. If you're overconsuming carbohydrates, for example, you're going to gain weight. If you underconsume carbohydrates, you're going to cause the symptoms of hypothyroidism, adrenal fatigue. We're going to have issues, suboptimal thyroid function, of course. So we need to be sure that we are on point when it comes to the right amount of macronutrients, the right carbs, fats, and protein. Later this week, I will post a video for you regarding how to calculate and track those macros. This is a really important video to watch if you're not accustomed to tracking macros. And frankly, this can be a little bit of an intimidating or overwhelming part of the program, but you will learn the strategy this week during prep week. You will start to implement that strategy of tracking macros next week, and then we will get into a pattern and you will thrive through the program. The second element that I incorporate into the Faster Way to Fat Loss to make it highly effective is that we do lift heavy to develop lean calorie burning muscle. How many of you guys are already in the gym lifting heavy? Let me see some hands raised. Okay, I see a couple. Lifting heavy will not make you bulky, I promise. There's absolutely that myth or misunderstanding in the marketplace that lifting will cause women to look like those CrossFit competitors that we see in the summer who are very bulky. That is not going to happen through the Faster Way to Fat Loss. I promise. I promise. You will not get bulky. We're going to lift heavy so we can develop lean calorie burning muscle to increase our metabolism. Extremely important. The third element that we incorporate into the Faster Way to Fat Loss is that we do engage in fasted cardio and high intensity interval training, specifically on our lower carb days as we implement carb depletion strategies. So we'll talk through that and you guys will really enjoy those Tabata circuits or those high intensity interval circuits. I'm really excited about those. They're some of my favorite. The fourth element is that we do maintain the proper mindset. I know this might sound woo-woo or frou-frou or like, gosh, this is the first weight loss plan I've done that talks so much about mindset. Listen, mindset is so important. Here's the deal. Women who maintain an optimistic or positive outlook will have much better results long-term. If you come in and you're focused on the defeats and the losses and you're super skeptical and you're negative, you're not going to be successful, period. Let's focus on those daily victories. Let's stay optimistic. Let's trust the process. Thousands upon thousands of women have had incredible results through this program. You will have incredible results too. It might be the very first program that's ever worked for you. It might be the only program that's ever worked for you. Really, really important to maintain the proper mindset. The final element that we do incorporate into the program to make it highly effective is that we get enough sleep. We also rest. And we build a healthy gut flora to improve our gut health so we can burn fat effectively. I'll be discussing this quite a bit. I'll be educating you regarding this quite a bit. Here's the deal. I know it is far easier said than done to get enough sleep, but I want you to focus on that. A couple weeks ago, I had a gal who wasn't seeing results through the Faster Way, which is pretty rare. It's maybe 4 out of 100 of my clients aren't seeing results if they're doing the workouts and staying on point with the macros. So we're going back and forth via email, and she's like, I've been tested for hypothyroidism. I don't have a suboptimal thyroid function. I've been tested for this. I've been tested for that. We couldn't figure it out. Finally, the third email, I said, well, how much are you sleeping? She said, I'm super stressed. I'm extremely busy at work. I'm only sleeping 4 hours a night. I said, well, here's the deal. You absolutely cannot get or stay lean if you are not sleeping enough. It's a hormone issue. There's all kinds of negative issues that are related to lack of sleep, chronic sleep deprivation, or chronic elevated cortisol levels from that stress. So we finally pinpointed it. And again, I know it's easier said than done, and we're about to have a newborn. Like by the end of this round, we'll be delivering a newborn. So we're going to have a hard time getting in that sleep, but let's sleep. Let's prioritize rest. Many of you, believe it or not, have been overtraining. You have been over exercising, which has also been causing the symptoms of adrenal fatigue, hypothyroidism. You're having a hard time shedding that midsection fat. It's because you have been told to exercise insanely for 6 or 7 days a week. You're going to Orange Theory, you're going to CrossFit, you're doing insanity workouts at home, you're running on top of that, you're training for a half marathon. Stop the madness. We can only handle a certain amount of stress per day, and we should only put our body through a certain amount of stress per day. So I want you to take our rest days seriously. We have 2 rest days per week. I usually call those active recovery days, where we will still get into the gym or maybe do a hike or do some yoga, something really beneficial to loosen up. But it's very important that we are prioritizing rest. And then, of course, we're building a healthy gut flora, which is extremely vital if you want to burn fat effectively. Many of you are coming to me with leaky gut. We'll be talking about that through the program. This program is a lot more than just weight loss. This is not restricting calories and exercising more, calories in, calories out philosophy. That does not apply to the Faster Way to Fat Loss. And again, many of you have been trying things and it's just not working. You're kind of in a rut. We're going to completely switch it up. We're going to forget everything you've learned in the past. We're going to do it differently, and you're going to see results, and you're going to be so happy. Finally, you'll feel satiated because we're eating enough food. Finally, the fat will start melting off because you're revving up your metabolism. It's going to be really phenomenal for you guys. Okay, I do want to introduce you to my Faster Way to Fat Loss coaches, because I'm absolutely going to be relying on these gals as we go through this round, especially since Baby Tress is coming at some point through this round.
Coming soon.
Probably toward the very end of this round, fingers crossed. My goal is to have her around the 5th of January, so I think we'll be like really kind of on the tail end, but we'll see. We'll see. She's probably going to come during Christmas week just because I don't want her to, but I do have some amazing Faster Way to Fat Loss coaches on this call. Misty is one of the Faster Way to Fat Loss coaches in your groups this round. She is so passionate about your success. We truly want each and every one of you to thrive. We're going to answer all of your questions in a thoughtful way. We're going to provide you an amazing experience. We're going to cheer you on. We're going to encourage you. Lindsay Reynolds is also one of our Faster Way to Fat Loss coaches through this round. Claire is also another Faster Way to Fat Loss coach. So you will see these 3 names on a regular basis: Misty, Lindsay, Claire. If you have a question and I'm not able to get to it, maybe because you posted it kind of late at night and mama's already in bed, these girls will answer that for you, or I will be on the page the next morning as well. You will hear from me each and every day. But again, we're here for you. Please post your questions within the Facebook page. That's the very best place to post your questions, because I will be there to answer. My Faster Way to Fat Loss certified coaches will be there to answer. These ladies have gone through my certification program. They are, again, extremely knowledgeable, so passionate about your success. Post your questions on that Facebook page. Additionally, I have some Rockstar veteran clients who have done my program in the past who will be able to chime in and answer some of your questions. Just know that this week tends to be a little bit overwhelming. Even after hearing this live training, you might be like, oh my gosh, what did I possibly jump into? This program seems really hard and complicated. I promise you it's not. I am fire hosing you with information right now, but we're going to take it a day at a time. We're going to take it a step at a time, and there are plenty of support staff here to help you succeed. So really excited about Claire, Misty, and Lindsay helping through this round. I'm going to share a very brief rundown of the days and a little bit of the why behind the what when it comes to the strategies. I'm then going to share a couple details regarding the workouts, and then I will discuss the expectations before diving into your questions. We are going to implement low carb days through the Faster Way to Fat Loss. Typically, our low carb days fall on Monday and Tuesday each week. The purpose of a low carb day is to implement carb depletion strategies. Here's what I mean by this, and here's why it's so effective. We are going to consume less than 50 grams of net carbs on a low carb day, and you will learn exactly how to track those carbs via MyFitnessPal, which is a wonderful app you can use on your phone. We will consume less than 50 grams net carbs on the low carb days. Additionally, we will engage in a speed burst workout. What I mean by that is we're going to be getting our heart rate up. We're going to be burning off those carbohydrates for fuel, because basically what happens is when you consume carbohydrates, your body transitions that into glucose and stores it as glycogen in your muscles. When you work out and do high intensity interval training or speed burst training, I also might refer to it as metabolic training, we're going to deplete those glycogen stores. And after we deplete those glycogen stores, your body is able to burn triglycerides or fat for fuel. But the fact of the matter is most clients come to me and they never allow their body to deplete glycogen stores. They've never done a fasted window. They've never done a low carb day. So they're constantly relying on the glycogen stores for fuel, never burning fat. They're hardly ever burning fat. And I'm pointing, you can't see, I'm pointing to my midsection, which really is like a moot point because right now my midsection is not lean. But I want you guys to take these low carb days seriously. We're going to have less than 50 grams of net carbs. We're going to do a high intensity interval workout. We're going to deplete your glycogen stores, and we're going to burn some fat even through the holidays. Mm-hmm. You will focus on protein and fit fats on Monday, Tuesday. I will post examples of protein, examples of fit fats. I will post information about how to thrive through a low carb day. Just know that as we transition to this food cycle, you might have a little bit of a headache, or you might feel some of those flu symptoms simply because your body's detoxing. Drink lots of water. I want you to focus on hydrating. If you get a headache, just know, again, it's totally normal. Your body's going to adapt. Many of you are sugar burners because you've only been burning off that glycogen for fuel. We're going to transition your body to becoming a pro-fat burner. How many of you want to be a pro-fat burner? How many of you want a little bit more wiggle room on Christmas Day because your body is now burning fat like a pro versus simply using glycogen for fuel? Okay, amazing. We're going to have a great time. So Monday, Tuesday is low carb days. Mm-hmm. Fat will not make you fat. So again, we're focusing on fat intake, fit fats from nuts, from meats. If you're not a vegetarian, we'll have a lot of different sources of good fats, also including coconut oil. And then protein. Protein is going to be important through the entire program. I want you to increase your protein intake. Increase it slowly if you've been mostly consuming carbs for the past several months. If you go from little protein to a lot of protein overnight, we're going to have some constipation issues, if you know what I mean. And your toilet is going to have some issues too. So let's slowly increase that protein. That's going to be really important. Okay, so Monday, Tuesday, low carb. Wednesday and Thursday, we're going to do regular calorie days with total body strength training workouts. Typically on Wednesday, we're doing some leg moves. We're doing some upper body moves as well. Thursday, we're doing a back workout, which is extremely important. Of course, we are stimulating your core, your abdominals as we go through these workouts. We're going to increase carbs on Wednesday, Thursday. Carbs are not evil. We need carbs. We're going to replenish our glycogen stores on Wednesday and Thursday so that we're very energized. We're able to really hit it hard in the gym for the strength training workouts in order to build calorie burning muscle. Of course, we're also going to focus on protein post-workout because that will help us as we build that muscle. On Friday, we are going to engage in a low calorie day. The low calorie day is also a rest day. You will not be grinding in the gym. You will not be hustling hard through a workout. We're going to have a low calorie day and a rest day, which is going to be great. And I'll give you information on a video I post this week regarding the macros, the macronutrients on that low calorie day. We are also then on Saturday going to do what I like to call a training day. Now, a training day is very similar to a regular calorie day, but what we're doing on a training day is we are also including some room for discretionary calories.
The best.
The best. Training days are our very heavy lifts in the gym. We do our leg day on Saturday. We then enjoy donuts because I don't believe in deprivation diets. I don't believe in deprivation plans. Everybody knows that mama loves her donuts. My kids know. My 6-year-old's always like, Mom, how many more days until training day? How many more? When's leg day? Because she knows we're going to the bakery right after leg day. So she's on board with leg day. We're going to enjoy some treats in moderation and with intention on leg day. Now, through the holidays, Christmas is on a Monday, so we might kind of switch things up a little bit. We'll be kind of chatting through and modifying certain days because most of us don't want to do a low carb day on Monday, which is Christmas Day. Probably do more of a regular calorie day on that day. So I'll be kind of keeping you guys in the loop in regard to what we're doing for these certain days. So again, that's a very brief, quick rundown of the cycle of the days. We'll be discussing those in depth. Sunday, we do another rest day. We do a low calorie day on Sunday, which is really important. If you have to switch around the days, it's no big deal. If you're like, listen, I'm completely slammed on Saturday, I can't get in my leg day, I'm going to switch it to Sunday. Totally fine. Just simply inform me. Let me know on our community page so that I'm not like, okay, why'd she just have 275 grams of carbs on Sunday, which is supposed to be a rest day? Just simply inform me. All right, really quick note about workouts. Then I'm going to move into expectations, and I will be answering all of your questions. Workouts are important, but they are not vital. Okay? Workouts are important, but not vital. I'm a personal trainer. I've been in the industry now for close to 15 years. Of course, fitness is extremely important to me. I'm also a nutrition coach, and I know that nutrition is 85 to 90% of the equation. If you haven't worked out in a very long period of time, I want you to consider what you can accomplish, look through that beginner plan, cut it in half, literally say, okay, I think I could probably jog 1.5 miles. It's been about 3 years since I've attempted a jog. I could probably jog 1.5 miles in 30 minutes. Cut that in half. Do half of the workout and then see how you feel the next day. We're not training for a bikini competition. We're not training for an Olympic race. I do not want anyone to get hurt. Safety is my number one priority for you. Now, if you're coming in and you do have quite a bit of experience working out, you've been going to Orange Theory, you're a CrossFit girl, I expect you to grind. And in fact, I'm 8 months pregnant and I'm still grinding in the gym, so no excuses. But again, safety is my number one priority for you, so I want you to keep that in mind. Workouts are important. They're not vital. Always, always, always have a spotter if you feel the need. Check the form when you do your different moves. Make sure that we're using less weight versus more when we first get started to ensure that the form is absolutely perfect. So just important note about the workouts, but you will enjoy them and we're going to slowly ramp up. There are beginner workouts if you haven't worked out in a while. There's an at-home version if you do not have gym access, and I also have a gym workout version as well. All right, couple quick expectations, and I'm going to answer your questions. Please take your before photos and your measurements now. Write that down. Go out and grab your measuring tape. Do what you need to do. Take your before photos and measurements now and email them to me. info@fastwaytofatloss.com. The reason I need you to email those to me is because it's very likely that you're going to lose them. I have those happen all the time.
Yep.
Send me those before pictures. Probably go ahead and take your before pictures in like a sports bra and maybe some spandex shorts or a bathing suit, whatever you're comfortable in. But I would do them in something that you're like, I would maybe at some point, someday, post that before picture. Of course, there's no obligation. I will not be posting your before picture without permission. I promise you. That has never happened. It will never happen. But please take your before pictures and measurements now. I do have information in the comprehensive guide regarding what measurements you are to take. Send them to me, info@amandatrust.com. That was the first expectation. The second expectation is please post your questions on the Facebook page. Do not text me. Do not Facebook message me. Do not email me. I will not see that for a very long period of time. Please post your questions on the Facebook page. I have 3 paid coaches. I have myself. I have other people, veterans, who are answering the questions on the Facebook page. Don't message me on Instagram. I'm not going to see it for a couple of days, I promise. Please post the questions on the Facebook page simply because I want to ensure that you receive an answer to your question in a good amount of time. Otherwise, it's going to take a while for you to receive that.
And other people might have the same question.
Yeah, and other people have the same question. That's a good point. Yeah. Okay, my next expectation is please do not hop on the scale. You can hop on the scale today if you feel the need, and you can hop on the scale at the very end of the 6 or 7 weeks if you feel the need. But frankly, I don't own a scale. Most of my long-term clients don't own a scale. The number on the scale is not a good representation of the progress that we're making toward our goals. Okay, the number on the scale hardly matters. Hardly matters. Measurements are important. Before and after pictures are important. Do not hop on the scale through the program. If you email me 2 weeks from now and you say, Amanda, I'm feeling leaner. I'm so energized. I'm sleeping through the night. I'm getting stronger, but I hopped on the scale and I'm only down 3 pounds. What am I doing wrong? If you send me that email, I will throw you out of the program, no refund. And
True.
I'm serious. He's watched me do it multiple times.
Mm-hmm.
There is no reason to hop on the scale. It is not a good way to incentivize us either. So that was just a quick note for you guys. Keep me updated daily with your macro screenshots and your daily wins. That's another expectation. You'll see that our groups are extremely active. We have a lot going on. You'll see so many different questions and posts and updates this week on our Facebook page. Next week, what we'll do is we'll have one thread per day. Every single day, I'll post in the morning. I'll say, this is your Monday morning macro screenshot and update thread. You'll use that particular thread to post your questions, to post your updates, to post your macro screenshots. Do not worry about posting a lot of other things outside of that thread, but really important that you do keep me updated. Next, very quick expectation is please don't compare with others. I have clients quite often send me messages, which they shouldn't be sending messages, they should be posting on a bit, and they'll say, I had 200 grams of protein today, and which is actually way too much. That's a bad example. 200 grams of carbs today, and so only had 185 grams of carbs. Shouldn't they be having the same amount as me or more than me? Every single one of my clients is different. Every single one of you is unique. Each and every one of you will have different goals, different macros. Don't worry about comparing with what others are doing. And here's the deal. If I notice that a client is consistently under consuming on macros or over consuming on macros, and I maybe add kind of a few notes to the Facebook page and say, hey, let's be sure that we increase or decrease, but they're still not getting it, and we have a consistent theme where they're having only 1,000 calories a day, I'm going to deal with that privately. I'm going to deal with that behind the scenes, off the page.
Yes.
You don't need to be checking up on what other people are doing. Worry about yourself. Yeah, we don't need tattletales. Worry about yourself. Don't compare with others. That's really important. All right, guys, my final expectation is please have fun. We're going to have a really wonderful time through the next several weeks. I know many of you are like, shoot, am I crazy for doing this through the holidays? I promise you're not. The program is not complicated. We're going to have a great time this week as we learn the strategies together. I'll be answering your questions each and every day. No one is allowed to quit this week. Everyone's going to do a great job as we get through the material and then start the program officially next week together. All right, I'm going to answer your questions, and we'll take about 5 to 10 minutes to answer these questions. If I do not get to your question, I'll go ahead and post some answers or resources on our group page later today, and you're welcome to repost that question on the video thread when I upload the recording as well. All right, so let's go ahead and start right in. Okay. I love this first question that I just saw. Okay, what about wine? Really good question. What about wine? Typically, I reserve or would reserve if I wasn't pregnant wine for the training days. Leg day is a great day to incorporate your wine. At the end of the day, we are abiding by an if it fits your macros philosophy. So you could probably fit wine in on more days than simply training days or leg days. But it's important that we're focusing on water intake, that we're focusing on other beverages like kombucha to build a healthy gut flora, bone broth, black coffee. That's really important as well. So while you are able to drink wine, I would just drink it in moderation and with intention. And that's a really important transition that many of my clients made. Thank you for asking that question. All right, let's see. Ryan says, can I use Fitbit instead of MyFitnessPal? If you're more comfortable with Fitbit, that's absolutely fine. We're not going to be doing a calories in, calories out. So you don't need to worry about tracking how many steps you're doing or how many calories you're burning during the workouts. We're simply going to have you post the macro screenshot so I can see the macros that you're consuming, carbs, fats, and protein. Okay, Amanda says, recommended equipment for home workouts. Really good question, Amanda. You will need 5 or 8 pound dumbbells for some of the arm workouts. Additionally, you will need probably a 20 pound or 25 pound weighted object. For the at-home workouts, we do focus on body weight. We try to make it as accessible as possible for ladies who do not have a gym membership. Now, if you have a gym membership, or maybe you go to the gym some days and you stay home some other days, you could just kind of flip-flop the plans depending on what day. But again, we try to make it as accessible as possible for our at-home ladies. So you should be fine with just a set of dumbbells and then a 20-pound weighted object. Could be a child, could be a backpack with books in it. Okay, Amber says, in the past, cruciferous veggies have been really hard on my stomach. I'm open to trying them again, but it's a big issue. Yeah, absolutely. I would focus on veggies that don't include cruciferous veggies if you're sure that you're sensitive to those. I would also work on healing your gut. You might have some gut flora issues. Be sure you're on a powerful probiotic. Additionally, I would drink some kombucha, and those types of things as well would be important. Can I drink Shakeology daily? You can drink Shakeology daily. I would just be sure that you track those net carbs on Monday, Tuesday. I will tell you that my experience with Shakeology is that I personally felt very bloated when I drank Shakeology, and so did my daughter. I actually had to stop her drinking Shakeology. I thought it'd be a really good break fast option. I would definitely do the vegan. I would not do the whey form of Shakeology. Okay, Darius says, what about tiny bit of milk and Splenda in my coffee? If you want to add almond milk and Splenda in your coffee, I would just make sure that it's under 50 calories. I typically am drinking my black coffee and my water in the morning, in addition to some bone broth and kombucha. Just be sure that you're drinking under 50 calories, because over 50 would break the fast.
Will this help get my BMI down?
Absolutely. That is why you're in this program. Yeah, absolutely. Yep. We're going to get the BMI down for sure. I second the question about BCAAs and collagen. Okay, where is the question about BCAAs? Okay, please address BCAAs and collagen peptides. How much and when should we consume them? Typically, I do BCAAs. Let me see if I have some in my desk. Now, I don't drink these while I'm pregnant. I drink the Mom Sanity BCAAs. Either way, I don't have them in my desk, but I drink the BCAAs usually while I'm fasted on low carb day, because it helps with energy. Also, BCAAs and collagen peptides will kind of help with your appetite. Now, right now, I'm doing collagen when I have my supplements, but usually that's after I break my fast. And I recently did a video, actually last week, regarding what supplements I consume. That is super upper level. So if you guys are coming to me and you're like, oh, I don't even know what whole food nutrition means, don't even worry about these upper level issues like BCAAs and collagen. I do the BCAAs immediately after a workout on a heavy lifting day. But again, during a low carb day, I'm typically drinking the BCAAs while fasted, simply for focus, for energy, and to curb my appetite. I'm drinking the BCAAs post-workout on a very heavy lifting day. Mom Sanity BCAAs are great. I am happy to post a link for those BCAAs. They don't have any sugar at all whatsoever, so they don't taste as awesome as some of the other BCAAs you guys might have been drinking.
It's not Kool-Aid.
Yeah, it's not Kool-Aid, that's for darn sure. All right, let's see. What are some of these other questions?
Almond milk good.
Yep, almond milk is great. Okay, exclusively breastfeeding my 3-month-old, concerned about milk supply. Here's the deal, Audrey. Every mom is different. Every baby's different. But I have hundreds, probably thousands of women who have gone through my program while breastfeeding. Many say that their supply has increased by a ton because they're now consuming enough of the right macronutrients. They're actually having more of the right foods, and they're now overproducing. I personally breastfed for a year with both of my babies. I was always an overproducer. I plan to breastfeed and continue the faster way lifestyle once this baby comes. Track your supply, watch your supply, pay attention, listen to your body, drink tons of water. If you feel that you need to increase carbs on a low carb day, that's completely fine. We have a few breastfeeding moms on this program. We'll increase to maybe 75 grams of carbs or 100 grams of carbs. But again, listen to your body. And the thing is, if you feel that you've had a little bit of a dip in the supply, increase carbs. It's as simple as that. But know that we're only doing a low carb day twice a week. It's only Monday, Tuesday. So Tuesday morning, Wednesday morning, maybe go ahead and increase carbs. I have lactation cookie recipes. I personally drink a tea for breastfeeding and maintaining a good supply as well. But you'll be really great as long as we're focused on health and nutrition.
Can they do SoulCycle / Orange Theory?
Absolutely. You are welcome to incorporate your current classes into the faster way to fat loss. Our focus is nutrition. But again, many of you have come to me and you're like, gosh, what I'm doing right now just isn't working. something's not working. I'm in a plateau. I've got that midsection fat, or I haven't seen the lean muscle gains. Consider sticking to my plan a little bit more, intensely, maybe the first couple weeks. But I love going to the gym. I love classes. I totally get that. I love spinning. I've actually been spinning more during pregnancy than ever before.
Yeah.
So incorporate those. And you don't need to double up. So if you're in there doing a SoulCycle class, or you're doing an Orange Theory class on a low carb day, don't worry about doing sprints of mine on top of it, but just kind of use your common sense in regard to, okay, I'm not going to double up on this, but I do need to get in for the leg day on a Saturday and those sort of things. But I totally get that classes are very social as well. And I want you to enjoy this program. I want you to enjoy the process. Focus on nutrition.
Yep.
Okay. Do we use the recommended calories from Fitbit, MyFitnessPal to determine low cal days? So if you look in the comprehensive guide and then also pay attention to some of the videos that I post this week regarding tracking your macros, you'll see exactly how to calculate those low calorie days. What we're going to do is we're going to look at the regular calorie day calculation, and we're going to decrease it by 25%. So I'll post kind of the algorithm for that, the formula for that, so that you guys can do the math. But again, everyone's different. The calories that I'm consuming, the macronutrients that I'm consuming will be much different than what you're consuming based on your goals and your needs. And additionally, listen to your body. If you're like, gosh, MyFitnessPal told me to have 1,600 calories on Wednesday or X number of carbs on Wednesday, but I'm still pretty hungry by the end of the day, we might need to go ahead and bump up. I will be doing more live trainings about intuitive eating and really listening to your body. Maybe for the first week or two, try exactly what MyFitnessPal has recommended, but then we're going to make adjustments as applicable. Okay, Wendy says, what do you think about body pump class? Absolutely. I have a lot of clients via my agency who teach body pump class. I think it's great. You can do that on a regular calorie day. Again, if that's something you enjoy, continue doing it. The workouts I give you are highly effective. I've been in the industry for a very long time. I know exactly what works. But if you're in a routine and you're going with your best friend, I don't want to take you away from that. But then maybe on your off days, you do some of my workouts.
How do you deal with feeling hangry while fasting? Does it get better?
Yes. So if you're feeling hangry, it's because your body is a sugar burner.
Probably not fasting, but low carb days.
Yeah, low carb days, you're going to feel hangry. While you're fasting, you might feel hangry. Drink lots of water. Drink your coffee. Drink your BCAAs. Drink your bone broth. Chew your gum. That is going to be really helpful. And then just slowly create that longer fasted period. If you're like, okay, I am at work and I am in a bad mood if I don't have my almonds. Usually I have almonds with me at all times just in case I need to break that fast early. But yeah, your body will transition. I promise you it'll get better. It'll get easier. I've even been doing intermittent fasting while pregnant because my body was so fat adapted and well adjusted to the lifestyle. Okay, so Katie says, is there a specific protein powder you recommend? I would definitely recommend Vega Protein. Is Energize from Shakeology okay before working out? And would this be breaking your fast? I am not very familiar with Energize.
Spark, maybe?
Yeah, I'm not super familiar with that, admittedly. So I'm not sure, Katie, on that one. What about Spark? I don't know much about that product either. I imagine that they're decent, clean ingredients, and just check the label, see if it's more than 50 calories. Yeah, same with ISA. Yeah, any of these products, any of like the network marketing products, there's always going to be some decent products with Isogenics or Herbalife or Shakeology or Beachbody or whatever the case may be. Just look at the ingredients. Also make sure that we're not over 50 calories if it's prior to breaking the fast.
Yep.
My husband signed up too. What is this program like for the guys? Woohoo! So Brandon leads the guys. They actually have a slightly different cycle. They consume more carbs. They have an additional low carb day.
Yep.
He'll be posting information for the guys in their Facebook page. It's very similar though, Amanda. So you guys will be struggling through it together and dealing with a lot of the same
Hopefully
issues.
he's lifting a lot more weight.
Yes. Double up on birth control. I am not kidding. When Brandon started the guys group and I was we are now pregnant when that was not planned. So double up on the birth control. Okay. On training days, how do you figure out where to start your weights at? That's a good question. We're going to be at failure by the final rep. So I want you to be at a place where you're like, okay, that 10th rep or that 12th rep was pretty difficult. Now, when we're starting out, I don't want you to overexert because, again, form is vital. Form is very, very important. You're going to have a benefit even if you drop down on the weight a little bit and do more of a high volume. But I want to be sure that you are really working, and you'll see videos of me doing the different moves, and we'll talk quite a bit about that as we go through the week. All right, Missy said, did you mention bone broth while fasting? Yes, I personally consume bone broth nearly daily. Late to the chat was wondering when to do my long run days in the AM. I'm fasting. Is it okay to break the fast? That's a great question. I receive that question all the time. I would do your long run days. Okay, so when I do my long run days in the AM, I'm fasting. Is it okay to break the fast early? You don't need to break the fast early. So a big myth is that you need to eat immediately after your workout. Otherwise, your body's going to store fat and your metabolism's going to halt. That's just absolutely not the case. Our Paleolithic ancestors, they would be active all day long. They would hunt for the food. They would have a big meal in the evening. Our bodies haven't evolved since then. You do not need to break your fast immediately after a run. You can drink some BCAAs if you feel comfortable. If you start to feel like it's important to have some almonds or something, that's fine. But again, your body's going to transition and you're going to be able to go for a longer period of time without eating. I would just kind of break your fast typical schedule. So if it's around noon for you, typically that's completely fine. Okay, is it counterproductive to follow leg day with the 2 low carb days and then a rest day? It's not counterproductive, but that would be difficult because you're going to be pretty darn hungry the day after a leg day. But it's completely up to you. If you have to switch it up, maybe we'll just kind of see how that goes. And I've done that before where I've had to do the leg day on Sunday too, so I understand where you're coming from. Okay, Sarah says, I can't figure out how to print the comprehensive program guide. I've watched the video on instructions, but I don't have the file option at the top. Maybe ask that question within our group page, and one of my more tech savvy coaches can help with that. Admittedly, I try not to learn too much about technology. Carrie says, is there a cardio substitute for running? Absolutely. And in fact, I haven't been doing a whole lot of running myself right now. Biking, spinning, great. Elliptical, phenomenal. Stair stepper, great. If running's not the best for you, let's definitely stay away from that. Okay, Dara says, I'm allergic to nuts. Oh, you poor thing. There's plenty of protein and fat options in regard to fit fats and healthy protein that you can have instead of nuts. And I have a list of approved foods right there in the comprehensive guide. So Kristen, I would recommend the Mom Sanity BCAAs. I also drank the Isagenix BCAAs when I'm not pregnant, but Mom Sanity is super clean, no sugar, really, really good. Okay, guys, guess what? I do have to get going, but I'm going to post the recording of this training on our group page. Trust me when I say I love the holiday groups. You guys are rock stars for committing through the holidays. We're going to stay focused. We're going to stay accountable. We're going to stay committed. We're going to have a lot of fun as we maintain control, but also enjoy our favorite treats. This is not a deprivation diet. This is a lifestyle plan. You guys are going to really enjoy the Facebook aspect. Consume the information this week. It's prep week. Test some of the strategies, but do not feel pressure. We are starting the program officially next Monday. You are going to thrive. I am so honored and privileged to work with each and every one of you. Thank you, ladies, for joining this call. It was wonderful to see your gorgeous faces, and we'll be talking to you really soon. Bye, everyone.